What's going on? Thank y'all boys for tuning in to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast as always with your boy GQ Tuesday, Shondale, fresh out here. Then we got my boy with me, Shaky Trail. Then we got my mans with me, Sneaky Sam. Don't trust him, Shelly Shell. We got Ace the GOAT, but he's not even a Capricorn. So what is he the GOAT of? And we got my man with me, Aaron, GQ worthy. But is he really worthy of anything? All right, so we're gonna just go on here and talk about the play-in right now. Because honestly, I went 2 for 2 going from the last prediction. Toronto, they ain't get it done.
Did you go 2 for 2?
I went 2 for 2. I called the Thunder and I called the Lakers. I went 2 for 2.
Yeah. I don't know. I believe that same day that you predicted that the Lakers was gonna win, you also predicted that the Hawks was gonna lose.
Bro, the whole world was shook when they did that. Trae Young could never beat the Heat again in his career. I bet that right now.
No, that's cap.
I bet the opposite on that one.
That's cap.
Yeah. Well, go on here, Sheldon. Tell me what you think about the play-in, because you was on the last week's show. I'm gonna let you take it first from all these guys before they got something to say.
Well, I went 2 for 2. Bulls, Lakers, and Pelicans lost. And who was the other team that lost?
Toronto.
No, I picked the Bulls. No, I picked the Heat to win. I picked the Heat.
Everybody got the Heat wrong, bro. Everybody thought the Heat was finna get it.
I thought they would do enough on offense and play their defense to stop Trae Young and them, but somehow they didn't. Yeah. So for the play-in tomorrow, I'm gonna go with the Bulls again. I feel like their offense is better. I feel like the Heat's offense is stagnant. It's basically Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero, their best perimeter players. Bam, once again, you don't know what he's gonna do. So, but I think tomorrow Bam will play better. I think he'll play better. But I still have the Bulls. What is?
I'm just saying. So you don't think Kyle Lowry is gonna have the same kind of game that he had against the Hawks? Because Kyle Lowry was turning up.
No, I don't. I don't think he's gonna go 30. I don't think he's gonna do that again.
Kyle Lowry's still a solid player, man.
He's solid.
Yeah, but not that though.
No,
not that.
When was the last time he played that good? Before that game. Y'all, nobody don't even remember.
Probably.
I mean, has he really been bad in the playoffs, though?
Actually, go back to your fantasy app. Go to Kyle Lowry and see what he was doing in the last 10 games.
He was trying to trade Kyle Lowry.
He was injured. Why would I keep him?
No. So, no, I don't think he's going to do that again. So, I'm going to go with the Bulls. And the second play-in, I'm going to go with the Timberwolves. They're at home. I think Anthony Edwards is going to have a better game than he did last time because that was terrible. If he plays even below average, they probably beat the Lakers. Below average. He was straight garbage. I think Catgo still play good again. No Jaden McDaniels, but Rudy Gobert, they're talking about he probably won't even play. But I got the Timberwolves. I think they'll win and get that 8th spot.
Man, if the Timberwolves want a playoff spot, Rudy better play. Is he eligible to play? I know he just got suspended.
He's eligible, but
just the one game.
He has back spasms.
Oh, okay.
So he might not play tomorrow.
He gonna play. Go ahead, Aaron. What you got about the play-in? Let's hear you.
Yeah. So for me, as far as the Bulls and Heat, I do have the Bulls segment. Until Bam can prove that he's going to be a consistent offensive centerpiece for the team, I don't see them being able to go where they want to go, which is returning back to the finals. I don't see them getting past the Bulls. Even if they were to beat the Bulls, there's no way they're beating Milwaukee with Bam playing how he's playing offensively. Playoff Jimmy, I don't think it's enough this time. So I got the Bulls winning. And then as far as the Thunder and the T-Wolves, I'm going to go with the T-Wolves. Yeah, Anthony Edwards is going to rebound. Cat is going to prove why he should be a top 3 center in the league. And the Thunder, I think they're still a year away, especially when Chet comes back. I think they'll be able to make some noise next year, maybe go to the second round. But it was a good season for them this year, though. But I got the T-Wolves winning and facing the Nuggets and losing to the Nuggets.
Go ahead, Ace. Let's hear you.
Oh, go ahead, Trey.
Man, so who the Bulls play? I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got Miami beating the Bulls, bro.
You got on a Bulls shirt.
It don't matter. I got Miami beating the Bulls, man. But I do got to say that Miami, they ass be getting out rebounded almost every time they play, bro. They ain't really got no real big down there, man. So it's gonna be a close game, but I still got Miami on.
I'm not gonna hold you. I got the Bulls winning this. I think it come down to Vooch. I think Vooch is the one you could truly depend on. I think Vooch is a true rebounder. He's a true offensive threat. Honestly, I think he deserves to be getting more than 11 to 10 shots a game. I think Vooch, he could actually go out here and get you a mid, high 20 if he gets a little bit more action. I think I think like always, like they seen how good DeRozan is. They gonna try to hope that Zach LaVine is having a bad streaky night, and I think it's really just gonna be Vooch that's gonna kill him. I think Zach can heat up on them. Honestly, I think Zach can heat up on them. Honestly, Jimmy was missing a lot of easy shots. I think he probably hyped himself up too much that he was finna bully little Trae Young, and Trae played horrible. Trae played horrible. I don't care. I don't care if they did win. Trae Young was like 1 for 11 shooting them crazy deep threes that he shot terrible. And honestly, they really just got a lead on Miami, and Miami could never just really cut into it and take the game because their offense, once their offense is dried up, it don't get wet. It's like it really is. It doesn't heat up. And I think with the Bulls start slow, but they can get hot. Zach can get hot. DeMar can get hot. I think they're gonna focus in on DeMar. As always, they're gonna try to hope that Zach is streaky, but I think it's gonna be Vooch that's gonna kill him because Bam doesn't come with that energy. He ain't got that dog in him. No.
Vooch gotta. So you're gonna need Vooch to play strong in the paint though. All that really, I get trying to stretch the defense and everything, but with Miami being a little bit undersized, he should go down there and dominate. That should be the focus. That should be the focal point. Points in the paint should be the focus point because it's easy. Is Kevin Love even playing?
He got how many minutes he get? He played though. He got some decent amount of minutes, I think.
I don't think he's gonna make a big enough impact though.
Yeah, not against the Chicago.
Yeah, this goes back to a show we did a while ago where I said Vooch should probably be the second option. Zach or DeRozan could be number one. Should be Zach, but not consistent enough. And Vooch should be the second option. Yeah. He's an excellent scorer and playmaker for a big man, but he doesn't get as many shots as he should because you got such high volume scores like Zach and DeMar.
I feel like that's his fault though. I feel like he feel like Vooch passes up on a lot of shots. I feel like him knowing that he's on the team with Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, he takes that step back.
As the third, he defers. I want to say too, like with the Timberwolves and the Thunder, my take is that I think it's just written. The basketball guys have written off the Timberwolves this year. I had them being the number one seed. I thought we were going to see some immaculate defense. I mean, no one foresaw Cat getting hurt and missing like the majority of the season. But honestly, I just think the basketball guys have them written off this year, and I just don't see them being able to pull it off. I just think like OKC has a lot against them. They have a lot stacked against them, and when you take like the group in the NBA, just like the basketball sport, these guys, they usually come out fighting super hard, swinging. And I don't think the Thunder, I don't think they're gonna miss. And I don't know, like I could be wrong, but Sheldon, you think they got a personnel that's gonna slow Shea down like or New Orleans had? Do they have a person to try to slow him down like that?
They're gonna put Anthony Edwards on him. But do you think Luke Dort is going to play that good again?
I think he's going to be somewhere near like the teens again. Yeah, I think he's going to be somewhere. I think this defense is going to be.
But he played in the 20. He was 20 plus. And Josh Giddey, I mean, I said it last time. I said I was like, somebody got to call it.
I called it.
But did I predict he was going to go for 31? No, I didn't predict that, but I thought he would play good. Is he going to get 31 again? I mean, I don't know. Could he? Yeah, he probably could get 31 again. But I think he's going to get at least 20-some, close to a triple-double. And I just don't think they're going to replicate what they did against New Orleans because I feel like they actually have Anthony Edwards, who's a better defender than say like the Brandon Ingrams and Trey Murphys and all that. And
I
they're
don't think
bigger.
they get no
And
better.
like, bro, I didn't say they didn't really get killed on the boards. They only lost by 10 on the boards. But if Rudy Gobert plays, that's gonna be a problem.
Honestly, Rudy not really a real. In my eyes, Rudy not even a real factor that they win. Honestly,
I mean, if he get the boards, all you need
he's
is
just such a liability. He's just such a liability. He does more damage than he does good. I can't say Rudy being out there helped the Timberwolves win, honestly. And I think even though like something that you said, putting your best player, well, he's the second best player. You putting him against Shea. Shea get to the line a lot. I don't know if they really want Anthony Edwards on him.
They might do it to start though.
I mean, yeah. If I were them, I would definitely show that matchup to start, see what it looks like.
He gonna cook
If Ant get, I say if Ant get 3 fouls before the first half, then you decide to start looking at other matchups and seeing what other defensive schemes you can come up with to slow Shea down. Because like you said, Shea gonna get to the line no matter what.
That's where they miss Patrick.
You just don't want your best player or your most important player on your team to be the one that's in foul trouble.
Yeah. I think the difference is the Thunder have one player that you have no answer for. The T-Wolves have two with Anthony Edwards and Cat. No answer for either of them.
Cat don't got no heart. He ain't got that dog in him. He a cat. He ain't got that dog in him. He a cat for a reason.
He's still one of the most talented big men ever, though. No,
I'm not worried about no.
I think they can get past the Thunder, though. I think they'll be able to get past the Thunder, though.
So you think Cat not gonna show up or something?
I don't believe in him.
I think Cat gonna come. I think the whole Timberwolves just all together is gonna come and show up. I don't think one person's gonna have just this immaculate game where they go crazy. Like it'll have to be a team effort.
They don't got no fucking team chemistry.
I think OKC gonna come up out of that though.
I mean, Cat showed up against the Lakers. It was just Anthony Edwards who didn't show up with him. That was the problem. We expected the opposite. That Cat probably wouldn't play good, and Anthony Edwards the one playing good. But it was opposite.
Y'all talking about the same Cat that got shut down by Austin Reeves.
Hey, everybody get a better team.
You don't gotta do anything.
Yeah,
y'all think he finna show up and his name is Cat.
So what you think he gonna have tomorrow?
It ain't gonna. I don't think it's a number he could put up that's gonna be enough. I don't think he getting no help from his supporting cast. I don't think the team buy into the narrative. I think OKC. I think they believe in each other, and I think they believe in the bigger thing, the objection with each other. I think the Timberwolves. I think because the chemistry isn't there, it's just a one man gunning show. It's gonna be Ant coming out trying to get itself going. I don't think they truly have team glue. I don't think they have the glue. I think they're really, really missing Pat Beverly. I think that he is the voice of the locker room. Hey man, we don't fight out here. I don't think they're gonna be able to buy in together. It's the reason Cat getting the ball. He got Lou Austin Reeves on him and not even trying to get the ball. Now y'all telling me he finna show up against OKC, a team that they was just counting them out? Nah, hell no. Get out of here.
I mean, no,
in a one game,
in my eyes, the Lakers are more of a threat than the Thunder is.
The thing is, it's a one game elimination, so I do see where Shondale is coming from. Anything can happen in a one game elimination. If it was a 7-game series, I would definitely give it to the T-Wolves. But in one game, I could see the Thunder taking it, but I'm gonna still go with the T-Wolves though.
Yeah, it's possible that they could take it, but in like you said, one game elimination, and if the Timberwolves know what's on the line, the playoff spot is on the line, and if you really want to go to the playoffs, then this game is where you show it for real.
I don't think they want to go. I think the Timberwolves. I think they want to say like, hey, we wasn't healthy this year. We ain't had all our pieces. We still got next year to try. I think that's how they coming. And I want to say this. Speaking of just taking spots and they trying to take this 8th seed, who y'all think gonna take the title of the best player in the world?
Nobody. Not nobody in the league right now.
Kevin Durant got a haircut.
You said Kevin Durant got a haircut? Kevin Durant, bro.
Kevin Durant is no, he won't take it. The only
KD is on his way out the door.
The only person I think that can really get it is probably Joel Embiid. I think he's probably the only guy that can take it from Giannis because they could potentially face off. And then let's say he win. He's probably going to win MVP. And let's say they face off in the playoffs. If he beats Giannis and then wins, even though Giannis has a defensive player and another MVP, there's gonna be conversations of him like being up there with Giannis. Like it's gonna be conversations. Like I'm not saying he's up there with him, even if he does get it, but there will be conversations saying Joel Embiid is he up there with Giannis. Like they talking about like Joel Embiid, is he the best player in the world right now? I mean, I don't think so. I think he's still Giannis, but I think Joel is the only guy that can really take it from Giannis as the best player of the world.
I disagree. I think Kevin Durant can actually take the title because he hasn't slowed down since that Achilles injury. He's honestly played just as good, if not better, than he did before the injury. So if he ends up matching up with Giannis in the finals and outplaying him or playing as good as Giannis, I don't see why he can't take the title of best player. If Jokic makes it to the finals and beats Giannis or beats Embiid, he can take the title.
It's not just about the playoffs, though. It's not.
He couldn't even take it from Bron. He couldn't even take it from Bron. Why do you think he gonna take it from Giannis?
See, I think KD could take it for the summer. I don't know if he could hold it the whole year. I think he could hold for the playoffs. He could take it for the summer.
Bro, the title of best player in the league is not just a postseason title or anything like
that's
that.
What it really.
Yes, but that's how people determine it. Yes.
But what I'm saying is that it's not.
Yeah, I mean that's your
not.
opinion.
You have to be the best player. You have to be one of the best players during the regular season and postseason. You have to go on runs. You have to be able to, in my eyes, best player. You have to be able to do everything. You got to be able to score. You got to be able to defend. You got to be able to rebound, and most importantly, you got to be available. That's the big thing. You have to be available.
Yeah, that is true. That is really
consistently.
True.
Giannis has been available consistently. We can't necessarily speak. You can't necessarily say that about Joel.
I ain't gonna say all that. I ain't gonna say
Giannis has missed time.
Giannis not as much. Giannis hasn't missed not as much time as Joel, and I'm not even talking about just this season. I'm saying like all together throughout career wise.
In general.
I mean, he's been
about
good
this season though, not
Joel
career.
Been good the past 2 years. He's been good.
But these past 2 years, these past 3 years, when what has it? Who's been more available? Or who's been a better player for real?
Giannis the Iron Man. He's one of the Iron Mans.
Come on, bro.
But I don't know. I think the person that got the title of taking the best player in the world, I want to say, like really thinking about it, someone who has a shot probably could be Luka if he gets the right pieces around him. I think if you could build the right ecosystem around him and he truly like they get a winning culture in Dallas, it's gonna be real. I mean, because Luka is like, how old is Luka? You know how old he is?
Like 22, 23.
Yeah, 22, 23.
He has the time, he has the skill, and honestly, I think he's gonna come back in much better shape. I think the organization, if you could build, it's like if the ecosystem wasn't built around Giannis, would he be this good? I don't think so.
Well, technically, it won't be Luka because it's going off this
postseason.
No. Okay, you said.
Based off postseason. Who has a chance?
He won't get it no way. He probably wasn't going to get it anyway, even if he was in the postseason. Because they probably was just going to get eliminated anyway. So it doesn't matter. That's why they tanked in the first place, because they was going to get eliminated.
That's the next right there. You think it was smart that they tanked?
Yeah, it was smart. I mean, they weren't going to do nothing. They wasn't going to do anything in the playoffs. They was just going to – could they been – actually, they could have made the playoffs, honestly, because the Bulls rested their players. If Kyrie would have played, they would have won. Then the Spurs, they would have won. So they would have got in. Then that means they would have had to face the Pelicans. Would they be in the Pelicans? Would have been a toss-up. I probably would have given it to them, no. Then they go to they would have been the 8th seed. Then they would have faced the Timberwolves. Could they be in the Timberwolves? Yeah, I don't know. Toss-up still, probably. But it doesn't matter. They would have to face the Nuggets, and they would have just got swept, or it would have been 5-1. So they was going to lose anyway. So you get that top protected pick, and the Knicks don't get the pick. So it doesn't matter. So they did the right thing. They tanked. Was it like, do we want to see tanking? No. But was it smart on their part? Yeah, it was smart. It's just the right thing to do.
That's because you think Mark Cuban is signing Kyrie, right? You said the last episode.
What? Kyrie did what?
You think Mark Cuban signing he give Kyrie the long contract? That's what you said last week, right?
No, I wouldn't give it to him. Why would
But
I
you
do
think
that?
he's gonna do it?
I mean, he probably got no choice, but it's not smart to give Kyrie 5 years. I wouldn't do that. I said 3, if any. Me personally, I would give him 2. I give him 2 years, but 3, I wouldn't be upset. But 5 years fully guaranteed, no,
Yeah,
it's not.
no, not 5.
So what you think, Ace? What you think about the Mavs tanking? Then?
Well, honestly, I had a different opinion. I had a different approach than what Sheldon says. Now that Sheldon just said that, I kind of want to change mine because I didn't necessarily think of it for like the outcomes of the postseason
Yeah, it was for
and the
that.
draft and everything. I didn't take that into consideration.
It was for
All
that.
I was thinking about was just the playoffs. I didn't think it was a good idea to tank. Granted, they probably like you said, they probably would have lost to the Nuggets because every other game could have been a toss up for real if that's how it went. But you still have Luka, you still have Kyrie. Like these are two of the top scorers in the league. You have a good chance. You had a good chance just if Kyrie wouldn't have played. They could have got a play-in spot or something like that. But I feel like they lost it once they tried to bring in Kyrie. Well, once they brought in Kyrie, they prioritized scoring over defense. And just having two of the top scorers in the league, but lackluster defense is not gonna get you nowhere. But where they are right now, which is back at the crib, getting ready to make Mexico plans.
Yeah, I agree. They shouldn't have tanked. Getting that draft pick means absolutely nothing. Whoever they pick is not going to help them win a title. They better off trying to make the play in. Well, making the play in, making the playoffs, and then trying to go on a run. Because at least that gives more time for Luka and Kyrie to build some type of chemistry if they do end up signing him. So you're better off going that route than tanking, not getting time to have more chemistry built, playing games, and then getting a draft pick that's not going to help you because you're not in a rebuild. You're trying to win now with Luka, especially if they talk about he might request a trade.
Yeah.
I agree, Aaron. I thought it was pointless to tank. There's nobody coming in. There's like I don't think they get Wabiana. I think honestly the draft pick there's nothing. There's no one that's gonna come out that's gonna change things around for them. You guys went into the same philosophy thinking as the Raptors. You get Kyrie for a rental time. Just go out there. Just see what you could do. Just see what you could make happen. Honestly,
You talking about
if
Kawhi?
Luka played that last game, Luka's the best. He's the franchise player. If Luka's playing in that game, that means that was him saying, "No, I'm not sitting out. I'm not. What you doing? Like, I'm playing." He should have. Hey, y'all playing? Tell him who you got. Kyrie for a rental. Just go for it. Just try it. Even if you lose, we still put in effort and try. Is the draft pick really? What's the draft pick really gonna do for them next year?
I mean, but you got to think. You're thinking from a player. You got to think it from
The
upper.
management side, yeah.
You think from management side, it's the right thing to do. You're still getting a top 10 player. Obviously, you're not getting Wembanyama, but it's still going to be a top 10 player. And like, what's like in their head? It's like, what is we know we're not good.
Mm-hmm.
What is the point of going to the playoffs just to get smacked? Mm-hmm. And like you keep bringing up the Kawhi. That's so different because Kawhi came in the summer. He was there for a whole year. Kyrie came half the season. So and then they was missing games. Kawhi missed like 20-some games that year, but he still was there the whole year. Kyrie was there. They only played like I think less than like 20 games together. No, I think it was around 20-some games, something around there. So they didn't have enough time. And it's like we know we're not good. I don't want to go to the playoffs just to get smacked and lose.
But if that's the case,
I mean, I understand.
Wait, hold on. That don't even make sense. Like if that was the case, management, that mean they went against themselves. They contradicted themselves. What was the point of even? What was the point of going if you wasn't even going to try to make the play?
They knew they wasn't good. That's what I'm saying. Once they realized they just wasn't good. Once they realized they wasn't good enough, it's like there's just no point of going. There's just no point of going.
Mark Cuban isn't interested in tanking though. He wants to win.
I know, but hey,
is Kyrie coming back to the Mavs? We don't even know.
At that point, you should just let Kyrie go to the Lakers then. If you wasn't gonna make a push for it.
They probably didn't think they'd be this bad though. Maybe that's what it
That's
was.
what I'm saying. Did you, bro? No one thought the Mavericks were gonna be this bad. They was fourth. They was fourth in the West before they made the Kyrie trade. You get Kyrie, it's like, man, okay, we got another superstar to go with Kyrie.
What did at that time that they made the trade? What did fourth really look like? Because the West has been close all season.
It was.
So it ain't like they was fourth and they had some room.
It wasn't.
If you would have let me finish.
Oh, my bad, man.
I mean, like I said, I'm not saying they would have stayed in fourth, but I think they would have at least been six. At least six, but they were bad. Luka and Kyrie was missing a lot of games. And that message, how are they supposed to get chemistry if they're missing games? And it's like once you realize you're just not you're not good enough. I mean, I just don't see no point of going. Like I said, I don't like the tanking, but I get why they did it. I get it.
Hey, like my granddad told me, Shell, you don't change horses in the middle of a race. You hold what you got.
They were gonna get smacked no matter what. It doesn't
matter. The Lakers held what they got. They wouldn't have been in this
position. And another thing, if that pick wasn't top, if it's not top 10, that means the Knicks get that pick. And it's like, so we can lose Kyrie and not get a top 10 pick. Why would I want to do that?
That top 10 pick is not gonna matter though.
It doesn't matter though. You gotta go from
how long does it take for those players to develop for real?
13 years.
It depends on the player though. It depends. It just depends.
More often than not, that pick don't matter, but okay.
Moving on.
You're thinking from player though. That's the thing. But I mean, I'm just going for management.
So thinking of this, moving on, top 10 player, we got Trae Young, who was drafted at what, number 3? Now we got in this situation, Hawks not having a successful season. Rumors comes out that the management has the green light to consider trades for Trae Young. He goes out. He finally beat the people that have been picking on him the last 2 years. Should they still consider trading Trae Young? Go ahead, Ace. You in Atlanta. Let us know what the
you still consider trading Trae Young, because you just beating the Heat now. What does that really do? You finna go up against the Celtics. The odds are stacked against us in this matchup.
He didn't sound too confident in that post game interview when they asked him about it either. He
already know it. Granted, like they have a chance to win that series, but that's neither here nor there. I say you do consider trading Trae Young. I say you put him in the pool, you put him in the trade market, see what's going on, see what teams is gonna offer, see if there's any way that you can come up off of that. I don't really think that you get much back for Trae, honestly, because who wants a streaky 6-foot point guard that's a defensive liability?
I think there's plenty of people that would want a player that can lead the league in scoring and assists. So they can consider trading them, but I wouldn't trade them. You're not going to get that type of production anywhere else. Yes, he is a liability on defense, but you find a way to make it work. Nobody plays defense in this day and age in the NBA.
I seen Shea play it last night. Stole that ball from Brandon Ingram and laid it in on them boys.
He's in the minority.
Shea taller. Shea is bigger and taller.
He's in the minority. Yes, exactly. No, you don't trade these type of players. No, you don't do that, especially when he's not even in his prime yet. No. Because if you trade him, do you even get any better? No. DeJounte Murray going to be your best player. What does that look like going into next season?
I mean, I said this last week on the
pod. That's what I said. That's why I said you consider trading them. You just put them out there, see what teams is going to offer, see how you can come up off of that. If they not offering, if there's no way you can come up off of that, then you keep them. By all means, keep them and try to put some other pieces around them. But if somebody giving you is giving it up for Trae, man, you ship them off and you take that.
Sheldon, what you think?
I mean, would I trade Trae? Probably not. I mean, he's a young star. I'm not gonna go superstar, but he's a young star. He ain't even hit his prime yet. He led the Hawks. Like, bro, did we forget like they was just in the conference finals? I feel like that was just in the past, and it's like, come on, bro. He's led to the playoffs.
That was bad luck.
I know it's bad luck. I know that. I've always said that. But they on his record is gonna say he went to the conference finals. Is it not? All right, then. Yeah, it does. So it doesn't matter. He led them to the conference finals. I wouldn't trade him. Me personally, I don't know what I would put his name out there, and people are gonna ask like, okay, what do you want for Trae? You're not. First of all, he's probably worth a first round pick, probably maybe even a first, a second, and a good player. Not nowhere near, no player nowhere near like him. But Trae he's not a leader. That's his problem. He's not a leader. And then they talking about the player side with Nate McMillan because Trae, bro, you was tripping over shoot around. Come on, bro. It don't be that serious. It's not that serious.
The player sided with
Look, they say he was trying to go get treatment.
But the problem is, bro, it's shoot around. Ace, you do shoot around. It's not that much. You telling me you couldn't just do shoot around for 15 minutes?
Look, bro, we don't know how bad that nigga's shoulder was hurting him.
Come on, bro. Be serious.
Man, bro.
You said the player sided with Nate McMillan.
Yeah, that was the report. The player side, they side with him.
Yeah, once the player side with the coach.
Ace, what do you do in shoot around? What do you do?
Shit, walk around, shoot around, talk some shit.
So you telling me Trae couldn't just walk around? That's what you telling me. He couldn't just walk around.
That's not what I'm saying.
Come on, bro. You just
I'm
said
just saying that. The nigga's shoulder was probably hurt.
Was that Nate McMillan's son? That they said it was Nate McMillan's son that he got into it with at the game when he played the Heat. Was that his son?
I don't
know about that.
Because he got into it with one of the coaching staff during the game. They was like, "That's Nate McMillan's son."
My point is, like Ace said, all you doing is walking around. You telling me you can't walk around with even if it is her, you telling me you can't just walk around the court? That's basically you, and you tripping over that. I'll be tripping too. Like, bro, come on, we need you. You're our best player, and you can't go to shoot around. So I mean, he has a little problems, but I probably wouldn't trade him. I wouldn't trade him.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get the value back for this type of player.
Of course,
it's maybe 4 or 5 players off the top of my head that I can think of that could lead the league in scoring and assists in the same season. He's one of them.
Honestly, bro, I think
that type of player.
I think this Hawks team is good as far as Trae go. I mean, as far as the team go, the Hawks don't have no structure. But like, we just too lax out here. Players come out here and just do what they want to do, move how they want to move. It ain't no structure, and that's what DeJounte seen coming from San Antonio.
So they need to bring in more vets. Do you think that was all the issue?
Definitely, I feel like we need more vet presence, and Hawks just need some structure, bro. We need some San Antonio structure.
Y'all need Udonis Haslem.
You know what? I'm gonna
take Vince Carter back.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna see what happens next year with a full season of Quinn Snyder, because Quinn Snyder is a good coach. Mm-hmm. I want to see what happens in a full season, not just half the season. When he came in, and they was just average. Well, they still average. They're literally average. They're not above. They're not below. Just straight up average.
Right.
Let me ask you this: whose legacy would benefit more from a ring? Chris Paul, James Harden, or Russell Westbrook?
That's
Russell Westbrook.
Chris Paul.
It's Russell Westbrook. It's Russell Westbrook. Easily. Yes, easily Russell, bro. Because this is the thing with Russell, bro.
He already got an MVP.
It doesn't matter. He got the MVP, but now they're talking about he this coach killer. He been moving team to team. Bro, he been on 4 or 5 teams in literally the past 4 years. That ain't good, bro, if you go into a new team every year. That ain't good unless you're a journeyman. But you're a star player and you're going to a different team every year. That don't look good. And let's just hypothetically say they win. And he plays a role. That's gonna help his legacy a lot that he's not this bad player, because everybody was talking about Westbrook making the Lakers bad, even though it really wasn't him. It was just the whole team was just bad. The team was just bad. It wasn't just him. But it helps him. I wouldn't say Chris Paul, because I feel like Chris Paul has established himself as like this top player in the league. He's like one of the best point guards to ever touch a basketball.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you can say. You can't and he got all-stars and everything. Like that's it. He ain't got no kind of hardware. No hardware to show for his career whatsoever.
He was all-team defense as well.
You get a trophy for that?
Hell no.
You have no hardware in your trophy room. You get y'all remember them? Y'all remember that year that the All-Star game had the jackets with the patches?
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got. You got your All-Star jacket hanging up in that motherfucker with the package. I mean, with the patches on there. That's all you got. Chris Paul needs some kind of hardware to establish his legacy. Honestly, granted, he has a Hall of Fame guarantee already, but man, when you got that hardware, it just hit different. And James Harden got MVP. Westbrook got MVP. They got something that they're gonna hold up. Chris Paul, like I said, Chris Paul just got them patches he gonna wear on that jacket round.
For me, it's easy. It's Harden. One knock against him is his playoff performances. If he wins a title, it validates everything that you see when you watch him play, is that he might be the third greatest shooting guard to ever play the game. If he were to win the title, he was to make an impact and play 90% of how he is supposed to play. I think he has a chance, potentially, in some people's eyes, to solidify himself as the third greatest shooting guard to ever play. If he were to win the title.
That's a good debate right there.
I'm telling you, don't sleep on him overtaking D Wade.
James
as
D
the
Wade,
third greatest shooting guard ever if he wins the title, and he actually contributes and plays that second option to Joel. If he averages a 20-point for the whole finals,
and you know what, I take that back what I said, because D Wade plays some defense.
I understand that. No, I understand that, but if you just look from the eye test. Some people might say Harden was more dominant than D-Wade, especially like his offense was just so crazy that you put him over D-Wade.
I mean, no real basketball people gonna know that D-Wade was a efficient, was a scary scorer, and he was not a defensive liability. He was gonna lock your ass up.
I understand that, but
like I get what you're saying.
Let
that's what I'm saying.
Finish so I can get to my turn, Ace. Let him finish so I can get to my turn.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying it's not always about just a two-way impact, because if that's the case, do you put D-Wade over Steph? Steph is nowhere near in the same league as D-Wade as far as defense, and D-Wade got 3 titles. So
D-Wade not a point guard though. We talking about two guards.
I understand that, but
he played positionless basketball. Aaron played positionless basketball.
Yes,
but I wouldn't. then no, I wouldn't put D-Wade over Steph.
Okay, exactly. That's my point. Depending on the situation, if a player's offense is just that extraordinary, you can put them over a two-way player.
Okay.
Depending on the player.
I think when I think about whose legacy needs to ring the most, I think it is going to be Chris Paul, for the reasons of just the simple fact of what Spencer Dinwiddie said not long ago. He just talked about how we only talk about Jordan, LeBron, Shaq, Kobe. And we only talk about Shaq because he's on TNT. I think when we look back, we're not going to bring up all that bullshit that happened with Westbrook. We're not going to be like Stat Pat. We're going to be like, he was a triple-double machine. He was MVP. He was this, he was that. We're going to bring up James Harden. We're going to be like, man, he changed with the step back. We're going to bring up foul baiting. We're going to bring up James Harden was the reason, like, we had to change the rules. It was so egregious watching him foul bait. We're going to bring that up. We're going to bring up how he disappeared in the playoffs. We're not going to bring up shit like, oh, Westbrook chemistry, and we're not going to bring that stuff up because we simply don't bring up players like them that often. When we do, we're going to bring up the triple-double, the MVP. We're going to bring up Harden, his scoring, ISO. Like, he ain't going to really be no top shooting guard. We don't bring him up like that. We're going to bring up Chris Paul because Chris Paul is the point guard. That's his nickname. He is one of the most efficient point guards to ever play basketball. And the point guard job team is to facilitate and help other teammates. To have a ring says that I did my job at the highest of the highest level. Chris Paul doesn't need the ring, but it helps his career more because those two guys already have MVPs. Chris Paul doesn't need the ring, but it solidifies his career more than those two having it. Russell Westbrook getting the ring is going to be like, damn, he couldn't do it with OKC. James Harden getting the ring, damn, he couldn't do it with Houston.
I can't be no Charles Barkley ass dude, bro. I can't.
You know
damn,
what?
he couldn't do it with OKC. He couldn't do it without KD. Damn.
But Chris Paul couldn't do it with the Clippers. And they
you
had
know
a
what?
stacked team. This is
Chris
It
Paul-
don't matter.
Chris
It don't
Paul
matter
is
because he didn't make a superstar
we-
team with the Suns. He didn't make it.
But-
He went to the worst team in the league with the Suns, and look where they went to the next year. He did that. He became the 1B in the system where they were getting blew out, winning 12 games a season.
It doesn't matter though. They lost. Who cares? They lost though.
And what you just said about Trae Young on his record, it's gonna say he went to the finals.
And I
But
can
wait,
say,
hold on. But on his record though, don't it say 0-1 in the finals though?
At least he got there.
Why would I want to get there and lose?
That means listen.
Go to the championship and
No.
lose.
When you do that, you got to think about sports though.
Come on, bro.
When you lose in the Super Bowl and you lose in the finals, you still celebrate the greatness of what you did. There's still some joy in second place.
Why would I want to come in second place?
you giving
No
out
one wants to,
participation
but somebody
trophies.
somebody gotta come in
Come
second.
on, bro.
You still gotta celebrate what you achieved.
So
Now, he's talking
they
about
would
moral-
go to the White House then, even though they lost.
Hold on. He
You
talking about
celebrate
moral
what you do.
victories.
You're not gonna just say,
Come
"Damn,
on,
my
bro.
was a
Don't
waste."
do that.
You celebrate what you do.
At the end of the
Y'all
day,
got to the finals, it led to
you know, but the thing is though, we're still gonna praise Chris Paul because he always go to these teams and they be better. But in my head, I always say he still ain't done nothing. What has Chris Paul actually done? We say Westbrook won an MVP. We say James Harden has won an MVP. But what has Chris Paul actually done?
He made David West an all-star. He made Lob City.
And they ain't done nothing.
If Chris Paul not in Lob City, you would never talk about
Chris
Blake Griffin being in Space Jam.
Chris Paul was
What
on.
has James Harden done besides lose?
You say he won an MVP. You said he got a hardware
No,
though.
listen. You gotta let me finish. James Harden lost to Steph Curry in the MVP over and over again. Lost to him in the playoffs. Disappeared. Chris Paul has done more for a team than James Harden has ever done.
But like
James
you said,
Harden lost
but like
to
you said,
James Harden lost to arguably the greatest team ever and pushed them to what, game
And
7?
Bron beat him.
No, he didn't beat the KD Warriors. That's who Harden had to go against.
Bro,
twice.
when was Chris Paul in MVP conversations?
never.
Chris Paul
He's
done in the
never been.
playoffs.
Always.
No. What has Chris Paul done in the playoffs as the
When he
number
was
one
with
option?
Charlotte, he was up there.
What has he done as the number
Never
one
been in
option? How far
Charlotte.
did he take his team as the
What
number
was
one option?
the fucking the Hornet, the New Orleans Hornets.
Harden took his team to the conference finals as the number one option. What did Chris Paul do as the number one option? Not with the Suns.
What he averaged when he went to them conference finals?
Bro, he's only been to 2 conference finals.
No. James Harden, I'm not Aaron. Mr. Glasses, Mr. Bifocals. With your fancy, nice college degree, since you know everything. What did James Harden average in them conference finals?
That's called a deflection. You didn't answer my question first. You answered my
your
question
glasses
with a question.
reflecting, they not answering.
You answered my question with a question.
What was your question?
How far has Chris Paul gotten as the number one option? How far did he take his team?
The finals.
As the number one option?
Yeah.
He was not the number one option on that Suns team.
1A, 1B.
No.
1A, 1B.
No,
100%.
He was.
He was 1B. Chris Paul was 1B with the damn Suns, and you know that because it was Chris Paul or it was Book. And
he said Chris Paul got a pass Devin Booker the ball. He said,
"Be serious." He was 1B.
What?
He was 1B.
No, he was the second option.
No, he wasn't. Okay. Chris Paul was 1B, 1B, 1A.
Okay.
Damn it.
bro, he's saying how you think Devin Booker got the ball in his hands?
Come on, bro.
He said Chris Paul put it in his hands.
Look, like I always say, look, Chris Paul is one of the greatest point guards, but that man ain't done nothing. He ain't done nothing.
What a ring!
I'm not gonna say all that.
What is a ring gonna do for his career? That's a team achievement. What's the point guard's job?
If he gets a ring, he's still gonna probably be a top 5 point guard.
It says what you said. I did my job at the highest level.
Exactly.
But he don't have a ring. He has nothing else.
That's
so
why
you
he
can't.
need the ring the most before them. They got.
I got a question.
We're not gonna ever bring up James Harden again.
I got a question. If he doesn't win a ring, is he still gonna be in the conversation, the top 5 point guard ever?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he wins a ring. If he wins a ring, he's still gonna be number 5. He still ain't gonna pass Curry. He still ain't gonna pass Magic. He probably won't pass John Stockton. It doesn't matter.
Let me ask you this, Sheldon.
I mean, I just think
If James Harden
honestly
get a ring, what does that really do? Do we talk about him different afterwards?
You said if he does what?
If James Harden get a ring, do we talk about him different afterwards?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Yes, because that was his one.
We're gonna say he should have had more.
Yes, we will say something different about James Harden.
James Harden was putting up Wilt Chamberlain type numbers. He had 30 plus games scoring 30 points. Who else is? That's all he's missing is a ring.
Like I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if Chris Paul wins a ring, he's not gonna jump up to number 2. But if he doesn't, he's still just gonna stay where he at. It doesn't matter. He's still gonna be a top 5 point guard.
If James Harden wins, the only 2 people you could potentially put over him as far as his position is Kobe and Mike.
D-Wade.
No, that's why I said it's an argument between him and D-Wade for number 3 if he wins.
Nah,
if he plays like
we will argue that, but it'll clearly still be D-Wade.
It'll still be he did it for the team that drafted him. If he did it for Houston, it'll mean something. But you know when you see D-Wade, you think Miami, you think this my house. You hear James Harden, you think, damn, where can I go? Who can I pair up with? It ain't working with Ben and KD. Let me get out of here. It ain't working over here. I need a trade. My hamstring hurt.
I mean, then we could say the same thing about KD then. That means basically it doesn't matter for him then.
We know we got to asterisk next to his ring. We know Giannis 1 ring mean more than KD 2 rings. That's how I value it. Sometimes
I agree with that.
That's the same shit. Motherfucking James Harden getting a ring with Joel. I ain't been on that. I used to want him to be MVP for real. But when I seen that man, I couldn't do it all that foul baiting. When James Harden retired, we ain't gonna bring him up in 5 years. We ain't gonna bring him up after that 5 years he gone. We ain't gonna never bring.
Why you bring up foul baiting so much?
Because it was egregious. They literally had to change rules because it was so lame.
You know what's crazy? They still go. Joel still goes to the line 10 plus times, so it doesn't matter. Sound like it looks like to me it doesn't change.
I mean, hey, look, I feel like Chris Paul really started the foul baiting. Honestly, if we're gonna say that, but
all I'm saying is.
With the rip through shot.
Like Ace said earlier, does it like boost him? Yes, but it's like even if he doesn't win, we're still gonna say he's a top 5 point guard. At least what I'm saying with Westbrook is gonna get the narrative off of Westbrook saying like he's just this bad guy and he can't help teams win. But let's say if the Clippers do win, the narrative is gonna be off him like, yeah, this man is good. He can help teams win. That's what I'm saying. How is that cap?
This what's gonna happen. He gonna win the ring. Let's say the Clippers win the ring this summer. They get a chip. The narrative gonna start all over next season with Westbrook. It's gonna just start all over again.
Yeah, I don't think a ring affects Westbrook because he's gonna be known for the triple double. Him getting a ring really doesn't matter.
He don't need a ring. The
so that's what I'm saying.
Start over. He missed the triple double Westbrook.
But why does Chris Paul need a ring though? Why does he need one though?
Because he a point guard. That means
just because he's a point guard, he needs one.
And let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. Give me your top 5 point guards all time.
Magic, Steph. You could put Jason Kidd in there. I got Chris Paul, and then you can argue with Isaiah. You can put them in there.
So just from that list right there, we're gonna go. Magic got rings. Who else you said? You said Magic got rings. Steph got rings. Isaiah got rings. Does Jason Kidd have a ring?
Yes, he has a ring.
Jason Kidd has a ring. So out of your top 5 point guards, there's only one right there that doesn't have a ring.
But does it move him up though?
It may probably not move him up the ladder of
that's what I'm saying.
Who's the greatest point guard. But when you list all these point guards, all these great point guards, your top 5, all of them have the one thing that they have in common is they all have championships. They all can say, like Shondell said, I've done my job at the highest level. Me as a point guard, I've helped my team get to this part, win this championship. Chris Paul can't say that.
You
He
like
up
my
the team.
logic. You like my logic, don't you, Ace? You
But
think
why do we bring him? Why do we keep bringing him up then? We keep saying Chris Paul is this top 5 point guard, and he has nothing. That just shows how good he is.
Sheldon,
No,
wait,
that just
how
shows
is
like
he in
he
your
needs
top
that's
5 and you say he has nothing?
I said I'm going to put him at like number 5. It's between like him and John Stockton or like Jason Kidd.
Explain yourself. How is
and
he in
Steve
your
Nash.
top 5? But
I
you say
think Chris
he does
Paul
nothing?
is just a better player than John Stockton. That's all. I'm just thinking he's a better player, a better scorer, probably not a better passer than John Stockton. Well, you can argue it. I think he's a better player than Jason Kidd. I think he's a better player.
Yeah, but Jason Kidd still got him on an all-time assist list, right? Or did he pass him this season?
No, Kidd is number 2, I think, or 3.
I think Chris Paul I think he passes him next season, right?
Maybe so.
That's because that's the only thing I could think of why people don't put Chris Paul over Jason Kidd is because Chris Paul hasn't passed him on an all-time assist list. That's the last thing. He's not going to catch John Stockton, but he's going to catch Jason Kidd. I think he passed Steve Nash already too.
Yeah, I would put Chris Paul.
And again, even at the same
Jason
time,
Kidd.
like I really wouldn't even put him above Steve Nash because Steve Nash got MVPs too.
I feel like that doesn't mean anything.
He catches Jason Kidd next season. He'll catch Jason Kidd next season. Jason
I
Kidd
feel like, but that goes back to when we was talking about rings. Sometimes hardware doesn't make you just this better player. I feel like that doesn't make you a better player. Like, bro, if I had to choose between Chris Paul and Steve Nash, I'm gonna take Chris Paul.
LeBron,
we're not talking about like average players though. We talking about these top players though. We're not talking about role players or people that take back seats.
Chris Paul, in my opinion, is better than Steve Nash. He's better than him. Just because Steve Nash
better than Jason Kidd to me. Chris Paul.
I put him.
He's better than Jason Kidd. To me, Chris Paul is better than Jason Kidd.
It's not going to be.
I'm saying. I'm just going off the player. I'm just saying he's just a better player, and that's why I put him in my top 5. I think he's I put him at 4 or 5, whatever. But that just shows how good he is. And we're still gonna say at the end of the day, yeah, Chris Paul ain't win this ring, but he's still one of the best point guards ever. But it's not like it's gonna catapult him all the way to number 3. No, it won't. It won't.
It's just like you this good, but you ain't got no hardware.
I get what you're saying. It's just saying like Chris Paul don't even need a ring. He is who he is. He don't need a ring.
No,
I get what you're saying.
Chris Paul needs some kind of hardware. You can't be this good as he putting them with no hardware.
You can because look at Charles Barkley. Look at Karl Malone. They were that good. They were better than Chris Paul.
Karl Malone has MVPs.
I know, but I'm saying
Karl Malone has MVPs. I believe I don't think Charles has one, but
yeah, he got one.
I say Charles is trash though. I don't put Charles up there. Charles didn't win nothing.
He just came close for it.
Charles Barkley has an MVP.
He do.
Yeah, he won MVP.
Oh, then he has hardware. Chris Paul ain't got no hardware. He needs. I'm just saying.
Charles Barkley one of the best small forwards.
He needs something. You said Charles Barkley one of the best who?
Small forwards ever played.
Charles Barkley was a power forward.
Yeah, power forward.
It affects Harden's legacy more because Harden is arguably at the top of the list of best player to never win a ring. Winning a ring takes him out of that category and puts him in the pantheon of greats. So that's just my opinion of it.
Man, look, man.
Well, and if all 3 of them is in that same list, is in that same category, Westbrook and Harden is a little bit above, is above Chris Paul in my book. Just solely because they got hardware. They got shit to show for their careers.
Does Melo need a ring? Does he need hardware? Because he's one of the greatest small forwards ever.
Yeah, I've always said Melo need a ring.
Melo to get a ring, honestly. If he get a ring,
he's never going to win a ring, but it's like he's still one of the greatest small forwards ever.
A ring wouldn't affect him because it would be as a role player, a legit role player.
Yeah.
And now Chris Paul is a role player. Chris Paul is basically a role player.
He's not a role player. No, not
basically. Bro, he's
still not a role player.
Best player on the team.
You make it seem like he Gary Payton on the Heat.
He's the 4th best player. He's the 4th best player. Now, would I say he's the 2nd most or the 3rd most important player on the team? I would say that. But when we going off of goes Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, then him.
Sheldon, you doing that thing. Yes, someone is the better player, but you can still play better than someone that's better than you as a player. Chris Paul, the way he's playing, set up in that ecosystem, he's flourishing. You can't put him. You can't. You just simply can't put him that low. You have to respect the ability of what he does. Without Chris Paul on that team, are they still a threat? I know we
And
put
that's
a
when
lot.
I said he's the most. That's why I said second most important player.
I
I'm
just
just going off of the better. I'm going off of who are the better players. Goes Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, then him. Now, when we go to important, it goes Kevin Durant. If you want to say Chris Paul, cool with that. Devin Booker, then DeAndre. That's what I'm saying. You can say Patrick Beverly is the most important player on the Bulls, but he ain't nowhere near the best, right?
I don't even think he's the most important player on the Bulls.
Leader.
I remember Shondell said they brought Patrick Beverly, to the Bulls for this toughness, leadership, bro. And look where they at. They could potentially go to the playoffs. So you can arguably say he's the most important player on the team. You can argue it, or the second most.
Heart of the team. I'm the heart of the team. With Draymond got suspended game 6. Heart of the team. Nah.
What does Draymond got to do with anything?
That's what people be saying. They be like, he the most important. He the heart of the team.
He is the heart of the team. They probably don't win some of them championships without him.
I mean, they won 15 games that season when all they had was their heart.
I mean, he's probably the most important player on the team.
Steph Curry.
I mean, people say that if Draymond the reason why they don't play because the heart of the team wasn't there.
Oh, right? That sounds good.
Yeah.
Do I believe that? No.
We're wrapping this thing up. I want to say thank all y'all boys for tuning in to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, everything, YouTube as well. All right. If you want to get in contact with any of us, just send a DM or comment. All right. We gone. Thank y'all for tuning in.